Hello there, James here, welcome to another video. Today we are going to the dark side with the Bandai Star Wars Super Stardestroyer in 1 to 100,000 scale and the Stardestroyer in 1 to 14,500 scale. It's a very double whammy kit, as you can see from the artwork here, some of the promotional stuff. Really looking forward to building this and seeing how it all comes together. I've heard lots of good things about these. The detail in particular is going to be really interesting because I've heard nothing but extremely positive things, the Super Stardestroyer in particular. But before we do get cracking, a little shout out to all old and new subscribers. I had a big milestone a week or so ago, hit 7,000 subscribers, and now the channel has had a total of over 1 million views, which is absolutely fantastic. So if you haven't already and would like to join me on this crazy model making adventure, hit that subscribe button down there, give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and leave a comment in below if you've got any exciting news about what you've built on this model. So let's have a look at what's inside. So let's get the boring thing out of the way. You get an instruction manual for the two kits. Most of it is in a combination of Chinese and Japanese, so you have to go with the pictures for a lot of it. Pretty straightforward, but it looks like there's lots of small parts to stick together for the Super Stardestroyer. You build the engine section first, bolt that onto the top hull, bolt the two hull sides together, add the detail pieces for the superstructure, slowly lots of them, and stick it on a stand. That looks quite comprehensive. And then as for this smaller Stardestroyer, looks like put the top half together, add some side detail, stick the two halves, put the engine bay on the back, then slowly build up the superstructure, stick the stand on, and ta-da! You get some colour reference shout outs. The Super Stardestroyer, if you've seen Empire Strikes Back in particular, is an ever so slight shade of light blue or possibly dark blue in there somewhere, so enough to get the colour mixed just right. A bit closer there, how's that? And then the Stardestroyer obviously is a bit more of a white or slight off-white. Lots of dry brushing involved, a bit of a wash. It's going to be interesting. So up first we have the Super Stardestroyer. This comes on two sprues. You've got A1 and A2, and you can see there's not an awful lot of parts to it. It's only going to be about 12, maybe 15 centimeters long, the whole thing. But as you can see from this, the detail is absolutely first rate. This is my second Bandai Star Wars kit, the first one being the AT-ST Walker, built at the end of last year and weathered up. But yeah, look at that detail. This is going to be incredible in order to get all the wash in there, some dry brushing involved. Here's the engine bay. And look at that. You can really go to town with that. And some of these parts, lots of people say you're good for kit bashing and other bits and pieces, which goes very much in the Star Wars piece. This is all superstructure, part of the main central area of the ship. Here's the last bits of the engine bay. And then this, of course, is the underside of the ship. And there's the mounting point for the stand. So yeah, absolutely incredible. Next we move over to the slightly larger scale but normal Stardestroyer. So originally, apparently this came in, if you buy it on its own, it comes in 4 smaller sprues. So you can see it from this rectangle here, but they've stuck them all together for this release. So A1 we have the superstructure in the rear engine housing. Part 2 you've got that's the top section. You can see some of the details of the guns there, which is incredible at this sort of scale. Sprue 3, you've got more superstructure, the engine bay nozzles, and I think that's the inside of the hull, the sides. And then pretty much the fourth bit is one entire section with the dorsal section. Ventral section, beg your pardon. So yeah, I mean the detail on this alone is almost as good as the big the big Stardestroyer I built a couple of years ago in the first video on the channel. So for this sort of scale, it's just ridiculous. Not a massively expensive kit. It is quite a good double whammy. I got a bit of a deal on it off Amazon at the end of... Actually, I ordered it just before New Year's, and it's taken about a month to arrive in the post from China. But it's here today, and looking forward to sharing that with you. So let's build them up. Right, so here we have it. 20 minutes later we have a Super Stardestroyer. It's all complete and built. The detail, as I was saying earlier, is absolutely fantastic. I think I'll give you a bit of a zoom in a second. But yeah, this is really amazing kit. It goes together extremely well. Very little glue required. There's a bit of a seam here, you can see, which I've used my Vallejo putty to try and clear that up. But it's looking very impressive. So here's a close-up of the detail of the Super Stardestroyer. You can see it's absolutely incredible, this detail. So once we get this all painted up, I'm going to put a wash in there and then use the old dry brushing technique to pull out all the extra detail. And underneath, it's a shame you won't be able to see much of this once it's on the display stand, but here's the detail of the ventral side, all the engines. All sorts of little gribbly details. I'm not entirely sure what most of them are, apart from the engine bay, that you can see here, but it's going to be fun. Right, with the Super Stardestroyer all built, it's time to move over to the normal Stardestroyer. I was just thinking, actually, this little scale Stardestroyer would be a very good base kit for a Rogue One version. You could do the little bit in the film towards the end where the small oh god. Right, and here's the superstructure. It's all coming along. The detail as per the Super Stardestroyer is first rate. There are a few seam lines and join lines. I'm not entirely sure, especially here, look, I'm not entirely sure if you're going to be able to get rid of those without losing some of the surface detail, but it's only a small kit. I think we can live with that. So let's put this front section in place. Looking very impressive for the old Empire there. And the next is to attach this onto there. So let's give this a bit of glue first, I think, just to make sure it's all sets in the right place. Just go around the edges. Always touch it up. Okay, and then that goes there. That goes there. Give it a squeeze. Good solid click. That's got to be good. There you go. Looking the part now, isn't it? Right, and there you have it. With the addition of the small sensor domes and bridge detail, that is one completed Stardestroyer. it is a pretty thing, I have to say. Really impressed with that. Even the stand's quite cool. So going to paint that up, but yeah, look at that. That is an exceptional level of detail. I don't know how they do this, Bandai. I tip my hat to you, as they say. Right then, despite it being really cold on a Saturday evening, I've been out in the garage freezing my bum off and have sprayed these fellas. So first of all, I sprayed both ships with flat black, which went down really well, dried that off with a hairdryer, and then used off-white on this Stardestroyer here, which you can see. I'm really pleased with the colour, actually. I think it looks quite good. So next, just leave it to dry for maybe a couple of days. And then put on a bit of wash, I think, try and bring out some of that detail that's left over there. But overall, really pleased with this one. But even more pleased with the Super Stardestroyer. So again, this was base coated with black. Actually, let's take this off. And use a bit of a mixed touch of blue for the main flat bits colour. You can see the Superstructure, a bit of overspray there. And under here, I might need to respray that black, but looking forward to getting stuck into the dry brushing on this. Hopefully that comes out well and bring out some extra details. Paint the engine bells on both ships and we are done. So let's see what happens. Right folks, a couple of hours later we now have two complete Star Destroyers. So up first we've got the normal Star Destroyer. So yes, this was base coated with off-white, and then I used the Vallejo light grey wash to bring out some of the lovely details you can see here. You can see the main armaments, some of the panels, and here on the bottom, let's take that off. You can see the wash really does bring out an awful lot of detail on these small but amazing little kits, sort of right there. You can see when it catches the light, hopefully. So yeah, it's looking really good. Pleased with the way that's come out. Left it a little bit darker in the ridge here to have a bit of shadow. But it's only a tiny little kit, so we'll see. And then, yeah, painted the engines. That are quite well, I think. That's Tamiya Clear Blue, in case you're wondering. There we go yourself. So yeah, pleased with that. And then next up we have the Big Daddy Super Stardestroyer to get in frame. Yes, so just to recap, so I painted the flat bits with a very dark grey with a touch of blue, and then try and keep the Superstructure here as dark as possible. I did respray a bit of it here, and then carried on with the dry brushing. So I'm getting nice and close here so you can see some of the exceptional detail. But this was just done with a bit of dry brushing, that's all it is. In actual fact, a light gold grey by Vallejo, in case you're wondering. But it looks very good. And there's the structure at the front. And then here, the main dorsal superstructure with our teeny weeny little bridge just there. Let's try and focus in on that for you. There's that. So yeah, overall very pleased with these kits. They will make a fantastic addition to any collection you might have. They're pretty straightforward to build. It's all in the painting, and in this case it's all in the dry brushing, I think, on the Super Stardestroyer. But yeah, really enjoyed it, and I'm pleased I bought them. So thanks for watching. Yeah, and if you did enjoy the video, give it a like or a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already, and all that good stuff. And enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.